Keith, disappointment of the result, but the good side was the performance. How the lads reacted?
Yeah, very positive. I think the pleasing thing is we've taken the positives out of the game, explained them to the players. Obviously, there is the negatives with the sending off, decision making with the sending off. But no, overall, going into Wimbledon's back garden and putting on a performance that they certainly took notice of, because teams haven't gone there and done what we did to them. So there's lots of credit to be had there, lots of confidence to be gained from it, but ultimately I'm aware of the fact we didn't come away with any points, even though I think they were deserved. But take that, if you have a look at the overall picture from the game before, when we didn't perform as well as what I thought we wanted to or needed to, but we came away with 3 points. So if you average that out and said, well, if you'd had a draw against Stevenage at home and a draw away from Wimbledon, would you have been happy to take 2 points from 2 fixtures? A lot of people would say, yeah. Ultimately, we took 3 from 2. So again, taking the positives, and now we move on.
You've touched on something there that was said in the press box and the fans around us. Nobody's done that to Wimbledon so far this season. That is something really positive to take away, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, people will say, well, why do you change your team so frequently? And it's because we take each game as on its merits. And again, with that, we had to look at how we thought we were going to cause them problems. A lot of teams have gone there, played 3 in midfield, played 3 at the back, and come up with other formulations to nullify their strengths, which is their attack. So we thought, right, well, in our mind, what we wanted to do, we wanted to set a precedent, we wanted to get at their back 4. We thought that the weakest part of their team was going to be their back 4. Could we get at them? And I thought we did that right from the start, created chances, looked dangerous on the night, even when we went down to 10 men, still looked dangerous, created a lot of chances. If you go and look at the highlights that were shown on the TV by the local media, it was all Carlisle.
One thing you've demanded from the minute you walk through the door is consistency. It's about getting that type of performance every week, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Again, and that comes from a level of consistency to come through the week as well. I'm more comfortable, maybe for selection, if I see the same things repeatedly, day in, day out, in training and also then in games. It makes my job a lot easier when people are performing to the highest level. It makes my job easier to pick them. This week again, we've looked at what we think Morecambe are going to be about. They came and they counter-attacked very well against us. They don't play as well as much of a counter-attacking team at home, because so will they come out? Will they be a little bit more defence-minded, attack-minded? That's something that we've got a plan for.
I know you used part of today to look at the Wimbledon DVDs. Was that calculated to actually get the lads into the right mind frame today? Yeah,
I think everybody's walked away from the game on Tuesday nights understanding that we put in a good performance. You know, the pleasing thing is it's getting the players to understand what they did, why everyone's saying they played well, why they're getting praised for playing well, and ultimately, but why did we not get the points? So there's an opportunity today to get it fresh in your minds, what we did well, what needs to be repeated, and again, and then it's down to the players then put in another performance like that. And if you keep performing like that, results will come.
Morecambe, one of those games that has a derby day feel about it. We'll have a lot of fans there. It is quite a big day.
Massive. I think we're taking in excess of 1,400 people support us there, and again, it would be unlike very similar to Accrington. Good following, good away support, and again with demands. They want to see the players a committed performance, and it's getting easier to say that it's one of the things that we bring to the table is commitment.
Does it remind us of how the potential this club's got when we see the followings that go around the country?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's the supporters have come on board massively so. I think that they see there's an energy, or the football club is being energised, and they're getting on board. And again, I know we will go on a run of getting 3, 4, 5 back-to-back victories, and we know that supporters will be there with us, home and away. And I think that the away support on Tuesday night, fantastic.
Morecambe, a solid side, got a reputation of being a good League 2 side, but again struggling for consistency in their own game.
Yeah, and again, I think they've been a team that have got good pace, good movement, and play on the counter-attack very well. They've got a good mixture of experience, knowledge, and know-how. They've got a manager that I've got a lot of time for. I spoke to Jim a couple of times, and do speak to Jim a couple of times. I've got a relationship from the younger days as playing, and also from his younger days when he was playing. So no, there's a lot of respect there. And again, we're no different again this week. The respect that we showed the opposition is by attention to detail and ultimately putting out a team that we think that we can compete with and get 3 points off of them.
So as you said to fans with the atmosphere, is it about how you start a game like this as much as anything?
Yeah, I think it helped on Tuesday that the players understood the game plan, stuck to the game plan and got the rewards. And again, we've got a slightly different game plan for Saturday now against Morecambe, but the attention to detail has gone in, the work's been done on the training ground, and the players know the starting team, they know exactly what's required of them.
I know you don't talk team selection, but can we guess that Dan Manford will be goes tomorrow?
You can guess, but I won't give you the answer because you might be surprised. You're panicking now, aren't you?
In terms of the goalkeeper getting sent off, it's one of those moments where you know you've got something to deal with. Are you happy you've got in place goalkeepers and people that can deal with that?
Yeah, definitely. Again, probably first and foremost was it was borderline whether I was going to appeal it or ask the club to appeal it on my behalf. But I thought there was justifiable reason for the sending off and understood the reasons why it was done, so we didn't appeal. But again, touching on going back to your question there, I think Dan is a very capable goalkeeper. He's shown his capability in the chances that he's had, and again, this might be the opportunity now that Dan has been requiring to step in and show what he can do.
It's the kind of situation that reminds everybody you've got to be ready.
Got to be ready. And that's not just Dan Manford. We are a squad, and we have got a very talented squad, and the players know that. The players know there's no automatic. Because you play well on a Saturday, that demands that you get a place in the team. It's not like that.
Talking about demands, we're in the middle of this gruelling period. How are the lads reacting to that at the moment?
I've got to say excellently, and I think they've been inspired by that performance on Tuesday. I've got to say probably the after effects of the Accrington game did catch up with them against Stevenage, but I think that shows the resolve within the squad that we were able to grind out a result. I think we're disappointed with the result on the Tuesday night against Wimbledon, but performance-wise, excellent. And that shows that the players have brought into the mentality of the rest periods that we're giving them as well, the preparation that we give them before games, but then ultimately the message that they're able to understand and adhere to going into games. And I think, again, if we do that from now to the end of the season, we will get rewards.
I suppose it demonstrates getting the recruitment right, getting the right type of character.
Yeah, no, I know there's a level of frustration because we're not bringing in player after player after player into the changing room. And again, there's work going on behind the scenes. They bring in the right players. We're going for that changing room with 400 people, 400 players of adequate ability. But it's getting the right players that are going to add to the squad. That's the important thing, and that's what I pride myself on. And the recruitment team, that we're bringing in the right quality players for the right positions, for the right needs and necessities of the team at the minute.
Got close this week on anything on that side of things?
Very close, and then a player got injured in one of their first team games, and then obviously the player that we were targeting has been promoted into the first team squad. And again, but now it can depend on what that football club, what that parent football club does. If they go and bring in a replacement, and they might put the player that we were inquiring about, putting back down in a position where he's not playing games. It might be that he steps up into the squad and does well, which has happened before. We've shown interest in people. Next thing they've been given the opportunity at their parent club, and they've grasped it and taken it, and gone on and forged a place in the parent club squad.
Are you able to say what level and position he's at?
First division in the championship clubs from the two players that we're looking at.
It looks like you don't get frustrated. Is there an element of frustration underneath when these deals don't come off the way you want them to?
Massively, but that's what drives me on. Because we've been chasing a few players that have made the decisions and joined other football clubs, and they're well within their rights. Because I want to bring good players to the football club. And again, I can go and fill that changing room full of adequate players, but I'm looking for something a little bit different to add to what we've already got.
Is this something that our fans need to get used to, the fact that you are going to be methodical, precise, you're not just going to do it for the sake of it?
Again, I think part of my job last season was sifting through other people's decisions of players that they brought to the football club. And obviously, the more players you've got, the higher your wage bill is. And there were players here that I inherited that, in my opinion, the wages that they were earning and the game time that they were getting, the two didn't marry up. So Again, ultimately, I want to bring in players that I think are worthy of the wage that we're going to pay them. But ultimately, I'm bringing in players that are going to come into the starting 11. That's what I'm looking at. I've got a good squad. I'm happy with the squad that I've got, but I'm looking to improve on the starting team, the starting 11. So people I bring into the football club, they're not coming into the football club as squad players. They've got to come in first and foremost. They've got to get into the starting 11. So that's why it's narrowed down, because the starting 11. Probably starting 14 at the minute are quite consistent.